Hey, what's going on? It's Mr. Sanchez here. We're gonna do a video for the AP Calculus students. We're gonna do a multiple choice AP Calc exam from the year 2013. From the year 2013. Excuse that. That's my phone going off. Mr. Sanchez has friends. Haha. Anyways, we'll be doing the 2013 AP practice exam. We're going to be going over 28 questions. You're supposed to be able to do these in 55 minutes. However, since we're going to be going over them together, and since they're 28 questions, I figured 28 divided by 4 is 7. So I'm going to make 4 videos in which I do 7 questions. Alright, guys? So this is part 1. Questions 1 through 7. Alright, that way you guys can watch the videos in pieces and not be like, I have to watch a whole 1 hour long video or something like that. This video might be longer than usual because it is calculus. So if you don't like long videos, you don't want to learn math, that's fine. Just a heads up, the answers are highlighted because Mr. Sanchez isn't perfect and I want to make sure I get the right answers. So I'm going to show you guys how to work your way to the right answer. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so we already did that. Alright, question 1. We're going to do this limit question. Alright, so it says the limit as x approaches 2 of this function is blank. So how do we get this answer 5, 4? So first of all, whenever you have a limit, you're just plugging in x. You're trying to figure out what happens when you plug in x. So you're going to have 2 squared plus 2 minus 6 over 2 squared minus 4. 2 squared is 4 plus 2 minus 6 over 4 minus 4. You simplify, you get over 0. That's called indeterminate form. When you have something in indeterminate form, you can apply L'Hopital's rule. So, apply El Hospital rule, L'Hopital. So what that means is you're going to... if you apply L'Hopital's rule, we're going to say that this is equal to the derivative of the top and the bottom. So the derivative of x squared is 2x. The derivative of x is 1. Derivative of negative 6 is 0. And you're going to get 2x here. So this is equal to this because of L'Hopital's rule. And now when we plug in 2, you're going to get 2 times 2 plus 1 over 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 over 4, which is 5/4. And that's how I get my answer D. 5/4. Alright, let's go ahead and do the next problem. It gives us f of x is this function and f prime of 2 is 2. So the steps to do this problem is first find f prime of x, and you're just going to use the power rule. So the derivative of 3x cubed is 3x squared. So f prime of x is 3x squared minus 2x plus 1, because the derivative of 2x is x squared is 2x, and the derivative of x is just 1. Now that we know what my f prime is, I just plug in the number 2. So you're going to get 3 times 2 squared minus 2 times 2 plus 1. 3 times 2, 2 squared is 4. And 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1. 3 times 4 is 12 minus 4 plus 1. 12 minus 4 is 8 plus 1, which gives me 9. Alright, and that's how we get the answer. Alright, next one. Question number 3. Which of the following has the same value as this? Which integral has the same value? So we're going to have to use some u substitution. So the key is a use u sub. And first we're going to have to change, we're going to define u. So notice how it's there's an x squared inside of e. That's going to be my u. So u is equal to x squared. And you take the derivative of both sides, you're going to get du is equal to 2x dx. Notice how we have an x and a dx here, but we have a 2x here. So in order to make it an equivalent statement, and divide both sides by 2, so you're going to have 1/2 u equals x dx. Alright, so that's the first thing we're going to notice. And so now we also got to change the limits of integration. So you're if you automatically think that I have 1/2 0 to 4 of u e to the u du, that would be wrong. So that would be wrong. That would be a, and that would be wrong. So Reason being is because when you do u sub, you gotta change the limits of integration. So you're gonna plug in this value into u. So u of 4 is equal to 4 to the power of 2, which is 16. So that's your new b, and then your new a is gonna be u of 0. U to the power of 0, 0 to the power of 2 is 0. So my new limits of integration is from a to b. So it's the integral from 0 to 16 of e to the power of u du, but we have that 1/2 in the front. All right, and that's going to be my answer for b. So don't forget to use change the limits of integration. Otherwise, you're going to get the answer wrong. All right, so I'm going to go to the next question. If there is no questions on this, we're down 4 questions. And if I'm going kind of fast, it's because it's supposed to be going kind of fast on the AP exam. And if you're watching videos at this level, you can always slow down and watch it over again. Hopefully you don't hear any music. My neighbors are throwing a party, and they've been listening to music all day. All right, which of the following equation is the equation of the tangent line? So equation of the tangent line at a point this. So one thing you gotta know is that the equation of tangent line, I wrote this formula down for my students. It's gonna be y, we're gonna use points to form y minus y1 is equal to f prime of c times x minus c. Oh my gosh, I don't use y1, I use f of c. I'm sorry. Y minus f of c. So this would be c, and this is gonna be f of c. So first we gotta find out what my f prime of x is. So I gotta take the derivative of this. And this uses this looks tricky. So you're gonna get 2x minus, and then you're gonna use the product rule. So 3xy is gonna give me, the derivative of 3x is 3 times y, plus the derivative of y, which would be dy dx times 3x. That's the product rule, equal to 0. Now I'm just going to distribute some stuff. 2x minus 3y plus 3x dy dx is equal to 0. And now I'm just going to plug in my values that they gave me here to find what my dy dx is. So we have 2 times 1 minus 3 times negative 3 plus 3 times 1 dy dx equal to 0. 2 times 1 is 2, and plus 3 is, what's plus 3? 3 times 3 is 9. Plus 3 dy dx equal to 0. 2 plus 9 is 11, plus 3 dy dx. And then equal to 0. And then if you get this out by itself, you're going to get dy dx is going to be equal to negative 11 over 3. Now, let me just make sure that I did not mess up any of my numbers. Yes, I did. So this is a very common mistake. I forgot to distribute my negative here. Very common mistakes. That makes this negative, which makes this negative, which makes this negative, makes this negative, which will make this positive. So it's 11 over 3. So this is actually my f prime of c, because I plugged in x and y. And so now we know what everything is. You're going to get y minus negative 3 equal to 11 over 3. X minus 1. But remember that minus the negative is a positive, so you're going to get y equals y plus 3. You're going to get 11 over 3 x minus 1. And that's how you get your answer. I did a very common mistake. Don't forget to distribute. This is very important. You can easily get the wrong answer if you don't distribute, okay? But I'm going to go on to the next question. If you have any questions, if you struggled with this question, you need to know implicit differentiation. That's the topic you need to practice. And you need to practice, along with implicit differentiation, equations of tangent lines. So those will be the topics you need to look up if you practice this problem. Next up, we have problem 4. If g is a function given by g of x, on which of the following intervals is g decreasing? So g decreasing, you got to know that when you're looking for when a function is g decreasing, you got to know that g prime is less than 0. So first, we're going to find when this is true. So first, I'm going to take the derivative, and you're going to take g prime of x is equal to 3. It's going to be x squared plus 3x minus 70 less than or equal to 0. All right. So how I got that, you're gonna use the power rule times 3 times 2. So these cancels out. The 2 cancels out, and then you're gonna get minus 70. You can factor this using the x method. You just ask yourself what multiplies to negative 70, adds to 3. That's an algebra 1 skill. That's gonna be 10 and negative 3. So you're gonna have x plus 10. Nope, my bad. It's gonna be negative 7. X plus 10, x minus 7 equal to 0, right? And then you're going to get x equals negative 10 and x equals negative 7. And we're trying to figure out when the first derivative is equal to 0. So you're going to do the first derivative test. And you're going to plug in negative 10 here. So that's when, and you're going to plug in, this is going to be positive 7. You're going to have positive 7. So that's when the first, so this represents the sign of g prime. And if I plug in, let's say 0, g prime of 0 is equal to 0 plus 10 times 0 minus 7. That's going to give me negative 70. And that means I get a negative value here, right? And then I also got to test the point to the right of 7. So I'm going to try g prime of 8, which is going to give me 8 plus 10 times 8 minus 7. So 8 minus 7 is 1. 8 plus 10 is 18. So you're going to get 18 here. That's positive. So g prime is positive there. And you also got to try a point to the left of negative 10. So I'm going to put negative 11. And you're going to have negative 11 plus 10 times negative 11 times minus 7. Right? Negative 11 plus 10, that's going to give me negative 1. That's going to give me negative 18. So that's going to turn into positive 18 also. So we're going to have positive points here. Right? We check these points right here. And so that means that our function is only decreasing between these two values. So g prime is less than 0 when x is in negative 10 to 7. So this interval would be the correct answer right there. All right, now we're going to do the next question. This is used as first derivative test. Ooh, look, we have a fun question right here. This is a U substitution question. A U sub and a definite integral. And we're going to try and do it, okay? So how do I know it's U sub? The closest function that this looks like is 1 over x, but instead of having x, I have this weird function. So let's go ahead and rewrite that function inside as u. So you're going to write 5 minus 3x is equal to u. And you're going to also do the derivative, which is negative 3 dx, right? And you're going to divide both sides by negative 3. So you have negative 1 over 3 du is equal to dx. All right, so now let me just do the change of variables. You're going to have u of 4. U of 4 is going to be 5 minus 3 times 4, which is 5 minus 12, which is negative 7. And you're going to have u of 2, which is 5 minus 3 times 2. 3 times 2 is 6, which is negative 1, right? So now let's rewrite our integral. We're going to do the integral of negative 1 over 3, 1 over u du from negative 1 to negative 7. Now, what's the antiderivative of 1 over u? It's going to be a negative ln. So negative 1 over 3 ln of absolute value of u from when u is equal to negative 1 and u equal to negative 7. So if you rewrite this, you're going to have negative 1 over 3 ln of absolute value of negative 7 plus 1 over 3 ln of absolute value of negative 1. So the absolute value of negative 1 becomes positive. So ln of 1 is 0. And so you're going to be left with negative 1 over 3 ln of 7. Now ln of 7 is actually 1 over 3 is the same thing as negative ln of 7 over 3. Notice how they don't have the absolute value part. That's fine, because when you do the absolute value of 7, we know that the absolute value of 7 is 7. So that's why we got there. But that's the answer. And now for our final question of this video, it's going to be, let f be the function. What is the instantaneous rate of change at x equals 7? So what you need to know is instantaneous rate of change means the derivative. So what is f prime at x equals 3? So f prime of 3, that's what it's asking us. So let's find f prime of x. We're going to use the power rules. You're going to bring down the 3. That's 3x squared minus 12x plus 8. So you bring down this power, you bring down that, you get rid of the x, And then that's going to become, now you're going to plug in f of negative 1. And you're going to get 3 times negative 1 squared minus 12 times negative 1 plus 8. Negative 1 to the power 2 is 1, so you're going to have 3 times 1 plus 12 plus 8. 3 plus 12 is 15 plus 8 is... What's... My bad, guys. I plugged in the wrong number. This is the wrong thing. Make sure I was looking at the highlight answer. That is my bad. We're looking for x equals 3. So we need to find f prime of 3. So you're going to have 3 times 3 to the power of 2 minus 12 times 3 plus 8. That makes more sense. So 3 times 9 minus 36 plus 8. 3 times 9 is 27. 27 minus 36 plus 8. So 27 minus 36 is negative 9 plus 8 is going to give me negative 1. And that's how we get our final answer. And yeah, so that's the first 7 questions. I'll be making the next 7 questions in a couple of minutes. Or I guess for you guys, it'll be uploaded later. And yeah, alright guys, hopefully this video was good. I know a little fast. Any feedback will be appreciated. Bye-bye.